global warming, extinction of species, and possible nuclear winter. Um, I don't know. It truly feels rather useless to do these things, as always. But but I guess one has to try and do something, at least rant if nothing else. And I guess since I am interested in stupidity, I guess now I'll today I'll rant about the disconnect. But let's go to the uselessness of it all. There's not much to tell from the world. Pretty much. Everything's going to the devil, and that's it. Um. Uh. Let's start with the best news, I guess, of the day. I'll take this from The Independent, but it could be anyone's headline. Everybody's of course been talking about it, and they should, and this is good, or could be good. On February the 22nd, NASA to host major press conference on discovery beyond our solar system. Now, it's got a lot of hot air, maybe nothing, but as a press conference, finally we have one. I can't remember the last press conference that was actually interesting, could actually mean anything. Then, where was it? There's a second okay news, or an interesting news. Same-sex attraction is okay. Boys can cry. A girl's no means no. In India's new curriculum. This is from IndiaExpress.com. And again, India, very interesting, because again, it is a right-wing government, and they're doing, awful things. But of course, India is different from pretty much from the rest of the world, actually. But it's very interesting. There, you can have a right-wing government, and still good things can happen. I think that it is the only occasion I know of. There are good things, good things do happen there, even though they have a hopelessly right-wing government. That this is unusual. So I guess it's good. You can have a right-wing government and have something good. You wouldn't believe it in the Western world. And then the second, or the third, rather okay, which would seem to be an okay news, which is that Lenin Moreno hopes Rafael Correa's legacy will carry him to victory in Ecuador against Guillermo Lasso. This is from Euronews, which also I thought Euronews, bit of, since they tried to now tie Correa to, large national debt, which again, if you compare it to other, comparable countries' debt is actually not so great. But, we're trying to say, trying to tie Korea to that. It seemed a bit neoliberalist, I would say. But, this is, of course, good. It would seem that Moreno is going to win. And, that is excellent. If Lasso should win, it would be a total disaster. So, it would seem to be good. But of course, again, this is as good as, working demonstrations in Romania or anything. That you can actually still have elections where there is actually something at stake. Where there is a difference between the candidates. And there is a really good candidate and a disastrous candidate. There's a possibility for country to keep on building, to keep on growing, to lead or, to become a corrupted neoliberalist hell. And again, it's somewhat elevating that you can still have elections where you don't have, the extreme center running. It doesn't matter who you vote for. Yeah, it's gonna be neoliberalist crap anyway. So I thought that was okay. But then, there's all, it just continues. Let's take the worst of the worst. The Guardian reports, famine declared in South Sudan. Yeah. The United States used depleted uranium in Syria. Foreignpolicy.com. Interviewed policemen say Ami Horowitz's Fox News segment took the Swedish policeman's interview answers completely out of context. Yeah, and the United States is their president is a drooling maniac who watches Fox News. This is the local reporting from Sweden, but I mean, of course, it's been everywhere. And now again, it should be pointed out. I mean, it seems to be like, everybody seems to behave like fake news is now only, is now only existing. I mean, again, taking somebody's comments totally out of context and making propaganda out of it, that's fake news. And Fox News has existed for something like 20 years. So, fake news is not a new thing. Just one had to say that. Not a new thing. But then, former Obama officials say Netanyahu turned down secret peace deal. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected a peace deal during a secret meeting orchestrated by then Secretary of State John Kerry last February that sought to move toward ending the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This is from The Hill, and this time I do believe The Hill. Yeah, he would, wouldn't he? People acting according to their character. A retired Philippine police officer said Monday that President Rodrigo Duterte, when he was a mayor, ordered and paid him and other members of so-called liquidation squad to kill criminals and opponents, including a kidnapping suspect, his family, and a critical radio commentator, CBS News reporting. And we have no reason to doubt this news. MPs have reacted with incredulity after the boss of Volkswagen told them the company in Europe had done nothing wrong and misled nobody, despite having agreed a multi-billion-dollar settlement in the US over the emissions rigging scandal. The Guardian reporting. Yes. So anyway, nothing. The NASA press conference. It's a lone joy. Let's hope it's something good, but not nothing very good happening anywhere. And truly, I have very little hope. And I was thinking of the disconnect. It's a very interesting thought. Now I know that I'm not coherent in English. Yeah, just simply too stupid. I mean, I've had my entire lifetime to learn. I should have learned. I've seen more English language films than you have. But if you can't learn a language, you can't. If you're not a linguist, you're not, and I'm obviously am not. But it wouldn't matter. It's very interesting to follow, in one's own language. And again, I have to say that I do understand English much better than I speak it. So I can actually follow, English conversation in English language, and it really doesn't matter how clearly and well spoken you are, how well you speak. There's still going to be somebody who doesn't understand what you're saying, who doesn't at all understand what you're saying. It is incredible. It doesn't matter how good, how eloquent, how intelligent, how articulate you are. Still there's somebody in not just in the world, but in your own country, there is going to be somebody who does not understand you at all. And of course, after that, they're going to just draw their own conclusions, And somebody who you're actually fighting for somebody to do good to somebody, and yet they may hate you. It's again, I don't know how you're gonna get past that, how mankind would ever get past that. And is that the big thing that has led us to where we are? Or is it, again, since my big thing is stupidity, not just mine, everybody's, can that possibly be the reason, the origins of true stupidity? That you simply have people who just cannot connect with other, don't understand what other people are saying. I don't know. But I can't see anything happening with it. And after that, we all have it a little bit. You can see it with educated people all over. Now, of course, especially in the United States, people are truly shocked that those, people who are not desperate and yet they voted for old loofah-faced tiny hands, that they actually exist, these people. And I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people in Britain who are surprised that this certain group of, or who were surprised that a certain group of bigots ever existed. And there has to be a lot of people, now with with this hatred towards immigrants, immigrants who are, after all, our responsibility, because we haven't stopped Great Britain, France, and especially the United States, simply destroying the homelands of these immigrants, and actual, it's been an official U.S. policy that these people should not have a decent society and a just country. It's truly awful, and it is our responsibility, because we've done nothing to stop the United States. So anyway, and others. So I'm pretty sure that there are loads of Europeans who are absolutely shocked that we have these racist bigots all over Europe. Everybody in their own country, probably progressive people, are really shocked. And I have to say that I'm not. But perhaps, I've seen many enough movies. But I still am continuously, almost every day at some point, I am totally shocked and surprised by the stupidity of some people. And actually even people who can speak well, even they have a stupidity blind spot somewhere. And since we are all continuously, we disconnect, can we ever get anywhere? Myself included.